I invite you to consider a profound realization that many advanced seekers miss. The very act of waiting for your reality to change is the wall that keeps it away. You carry the silent burden of exhaustion from trying to apply the law, watching the calendar, and wondering when the shift will finally occur. But in the realm of metaphysical clarity, waiting is not a neutral state. It is an active frequency of lack. Many of you find yourselves constantly looking for signs or breadcrumbs from the universe to prove that your manifestation is on its way. While this feels like spiritual curiosity, it often masks a deeper doubt in the law. This is what we call the Horizon Fallacy. When you look for a sign, you are unconsciously confirming to your subconscious that the manifestation hasn't happened yet. This creates vibrational distancing. The more you look for proof out there, the more you reinforce the feeling of being disconnected from the larger reality. Questioning if the metaphysical laws are truly real because the sign hasn't appeared is a repetition of self-sabotaging patterns. You believe your energy is vibrationally blocked, but the block is simply the observation of the distance between you and your desire. To reach a state of sovereignty, you must understand that the vortex is not a future destination. It is a non-linear dimension of consciousness. Both Jerry Hicks and Neville Goddard taught that every desire is already a fact in the state of presence. The larger reality does not recognize linear time. It only recognizes resonance. If you can feel the frequency of gratitude and the inner spark now, the universe perceives the desire as already fulfilled. Your soul's purpose is not something you wait for. It is a frequency you inhabit through intention and alignment. Mastery of creation means having the definitive knowledge that what you have asked for is already vibrationally done. We often think of instant manifestation as a miracle that moves an object through time and space. However, in the quantum field, instant simply means shifting your vibrational proximity. Most of you are only a 0.01% shift away from your goal, but you postpone the inner work by believing you need more time. This shift is not about trying harder. It is about changing your state of being from one who waits to one who is. Your subconscious can be reprogrammed in 3 minutes with focused intention, closing the gap between you and your sovereignty. When you stop waiting, you enter the flow, and the reunion with your desire becomes an inevitable frequency match. Many of you feel that your energy is vibrationally blocked, or that the flow has stopped entirely. You are seeking metaphysical answers for deep, complex wounds, yet the resolution feels just out of reach. I invite you to step into the science of consciousness, where we bridge the gap between your biological brain and the quantum principles of the universe. In the realm of quantum physics, all possibilities exist as a wave of probability until they are observed. This is the act of collapsing the wave function. Your focused mind is the observer that solidifies the vortex into physical matter. When you hold a state of presence, you are not just thinking, you are determining which reality becomes solid. The struggle of the advanced seeker often comes from observing the lack instead of the result, which keeps the desire in a state of fluid probability rather than physical fact. By maintaining inner sovereignty, you refuse to let external circumstances dictate what you observe as your truth. This is the mastery of creation, the ability to consistently manifest in alignment with your higher self by refusing to observe anything less than your sovereignty. Your brain has a specialized filter called the Reticular Activating System, RAS. Its job is to show you what you believe is important. To achieve a subconscious breakthrough, you must tune your RAS to stop looking for signs and start recognizing your desire as already present. When you are searching for signs, your RAS reinforces the pattern of not having, which leads to the loss of your inner spark. By shifting your intention, you reprogram the RAS to notice the abundance that already exists in the quantum field. This is the difference between a seeker who is exhausted and a conscious creator who is in flow. Your subconscious can be reprogrammed in minutes when you give it the definitive instruction to recognize your victory now. Instant manifestation is not a mental trick, it is a biological state of coherence. To bridge the mind and the heart, you must use the frequency of gratitude, the emotional signature that something has already happened. Gratitude is a high-frequency ritual that provides immediate emotional balance and consistent inner alignment. When your heart and brain are in resonance, you send a clear signal to the universe that your desire is a present fact. This heart-brain bridge effortlessly breaks cycles of self-sabotage by replacing existential anxiety with inner peace. You are not waiting for the universe to give you a reason to be grateful. You are using gratitude to tell the universe that the reunion with your desire is already complete. Many advanced seekers feel blocked despite knowing the rules of manifestation. You may feel spiritually isolated, carrying the silent burden of a spiritual plateau where you keep trying to apply the law of assumption without seeing anything shift. I invite you to consider a radical shift in your inner sovereignty. You must kill the seeker within to finally become the owner. The very identity of being a manifester or a seeker can ironically keep your desired result at a distance. This is because the seeker is, by definition, someone who does not yet have what they desire. When you identify as a seeker, you focus on the constant repetition of self-sabotaging patterns, observing that your energy is vibrationally blocked because the result hasn't appeared yet. This wanting self becomes a shadow that reinforces the sense of being disconnected from the soul's purpose. By trying so hard to manifest, you create a vibrational signature of effort, which the universe mirrors as a reality where effort is always required, but the goal is never reached. To reach vibrational mastery, you must move beyond the role of the person working on themselves and step into the presence of the person who is already whole. Neville Goddard's concept of the law of assumption is more than a spiritual idea. It is a cognitive tool designed to bypass the rational mind's logic of time and waiting. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is to claim your sovereignty over the now, regardless of external circumstances. This radical act allows you to achieve subconscious reprogramming by telling your mind that the desire is a present fact. By assuming the identity of the owner, you silence the expert's burden that questions if the metaphysical laws are truly real. It is a leap from the intellectual how into the metaphysical clarity of the already done. Consider the account of a seeker who felt their energy was blocked and their inner spark was lost. They had spent years seeking metaphysical answers for deep wounds that traditional methods could not resolve. The shift happened the moment they achieved total mental indifference to the timing of their manifestation. This person stopped trying to use frequency and quantum principles to change their state, and instead used them to be the state. The moment they achieved inner victory, conquering the internal self's need for the result, the external reality shifted instantly. By reaching a point of silence and total detachment, they signaled to the universe, "I am the creator." The result they had chased for years appeared within hours because they finally stopped resisting the current state and accepted their inner peace first. Many of you carry the silent burden of existential anxiety, feeling that your energy is vibrationally blocked because the physical world hasn't yet caught up to your vision. You know the rules, but feel blocked by the constant feedback of your current circumstances. I invite you to step into the Sethian point of power, the realization that your power does not exist in the past or the future, but in the radical presence of the now. To achieve a true subconscious reprogramming, you must learn to convince your nervous system that your desired reality is more real than the room you are sitting in. This is the 5-minute immersion, a technique designed to bypass the seeker's doubt. Sensory saturating. For 5 minutes, engage every internal sense, sight, sound, touch, and even the scent of your success until your body begins to vibrate at that specific frequency. Tricking the system. By overloading your internal senses with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you trick the nervous system into ending the state of waiting and entering the state of sovereignty. Vibrational mastery. This is not imagining. It is using quantum principles to fundamentally change your state of being in the present moment. The result: when you emerge, you no longer feel disconnected from the larger reality because you have just spent 5 minutes living within it. The struggle of the advanced seeker is often the 3D evidence, the bank account, the illness, or the solitude that seems to scream that manifestation isn't working. To break this loop, you must master selective blindness without using exhausting willpower. Ignoring the shadow. Understand that your current physical circumstances are merely the after-image of past vibrations. They are not your current truth. Ending the search. Stop seeking metaphysical answers for why the 3D world hasn't changed. Instead, focus entirely on your internal resonance, inner sovereignty. Attain peace regardless of external circumstances by deciding that your inner world is the lead and the outer world is the follower. Neutral observation. When you see lack, acknowledge it as an old script that is currently being rewritten by your new intention. When doubt arises, the fear that it might be too late or that the flow has stopped, you need a psychological anchor to return to the zero-lag state. This is your instant reset. The anchor. Use a simple high-frequency command like, "The universe only needs one answer from me. Yes, I am the creator." Closing the loop. This mantra instantly closes the open loops of self-sabotage and returns your focus to the vortex. Emotional balance. Use this ritual to provide consistent inner alignment whenever you feel spiritually isolated or misunderstood. The zero-lag state. By using the mantra, you remind your subconscious that there is no distance between your soul's purpose and your current reality. We have dismantled the illusion of waiting and walked through the biological and quantum gateways of your power. You have moved from the exhaustion of trying to the inner sovereignty of being. The final step in this transformation of the self is mastering the unclenched mind, the state where the vortex and your physical reality become one. Many advanced seekers make the mistake of trying to fix the screen of their lives, the bank accounts, the relationships, the physical ailments. But in the point of power, you realize you don't change the screen. You change the film in the now. The external world is simply a projection of your default vibrational state. Trying to change the external world without changing your internal frequency is like trying to change the movie by scrubbing the cinema screen. When you change your internal resonance, the projection on the screen must shift instantly because it has no choice but to reflect the film being run through the light of your consciousness. This is the mastery of creation, understanding that your only job is to provide the film of health, love, and prosperity through your intention. Here lies the final paradox of vibrational mastery. You manifest instantly only when you no longer need it to happen instantly. This is the ultimate subconscious breakthrough. The need for a result is the signature of lack, which creates the very vibrational block you are trying to overcome. When you release the urgency, you stop questioning if the metaphysical laws are truly real and start living as if they are a definitive knowledge. By becoming the owner of the state rather than the seeker of the result, you effortlessly break the cycles of self-sabotage. The moment you achieve inner victory, the point where you are so satisfied with the internal feeling that the external timing becomes irrelevant, the universe finally has the clear signal to deliver. We conclude with the most potent state of the conscious creator, divine indifference. This is not apathy. It is the power of being so full of your internal state that the external world becomes a mere shadow. You attain inner sovereignty and peace regardless of external circumstances, which is the true definition of a state of being. When you are in a state of reunion with the source, the 3D evidence no longer has the power to cause existential anxiety. The external world is recognized as a shadow, a delayed reflection of your frequency, and you do not fear shadows. Your subconscious is now programmed with the frequency of presence, gratitude, and flow, making you an unshakable force of nature. The universe only needs one answer from you. Yes, I am the creator. You have the key, you have the frequency. The wait is over because you have finally decided to arrive.